Our second reader is Greg Kuzma. He's taught the writing of poetry at the University of Nebraska since 1969 and has been Emeritus Professor of English there since 2010. His poems and critical essays have been published in innumerable literary magazines, including The New Yorker, Hudson Review, Northwest Review, etc., those among many others. He's the author of more than 30 books and chapbooks of poetry, and he's devoted the last 10 years to the writing of screenplays. Good News, originally published by Viking Press, was reissued by Carnegie-Mellon Press in its Classic Contemporaries Series, and Backwaters Press has published his most recent book, Only the Dead Are Forgiven. He's also had several titles recently from Sandhills Press, including Mountains of the Moon. Please welcome Treasurer of Nebraska here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a beautiful place to read. I really enjoy coming here. Sometimes I feel like the girl who goes along, who is not pretty, who is somehow a best friend to the heroine, who is not loved, who is afraid of snakes and spiders, but who goes into the jungle with the rest, and who, straying from the camp one night, hearing something no one else does, is attacked by terrible creatures that swarm about her head, and which she does not at first take seriously. She starts swatting them, thinking they are merely mosquitoes, and just about the time it becomes obvious to us all and to her that this is it, and her helpless flailings cripple us in our seats as we watch, the scene shifts to the two lucky ones in their tent, wrapped in each other's arms, who hear faintly in the distance the afflicted screaming, but who for now will be spared this thing that is coming. There is, of course, an arrogance to my identification here, that I should somehow be crucial to the plot, that I should have senses beyond the normal so that I am drawn toward things others don't notice, and that I might be in some situations, though painfully, the first to know. The one who planted this great tree, as surely someone must have done, so perfectly distant from the house it is, but lives somewhere distant, unknown to me, or else is dead, so old is the tree this year. Or else goes by each day in a car and says, "Look at that tree. I put it in the ground a day like this one, very wet. My shoes all mudded. Sat on the porch 2 days. I thought that they would never dry." It was always father with the hose and mother with the iron. Then later it was father with the iron, mother with the hose. But it was always the hose and the iron. First, the hose. Father said, "When I was in chemistry, this little guy came in, and all these wise apples were wisecracking. He took out this hose and bang on the desk, everybody shut up. The only way to treat kids." Mother said, "You want your socks ironed, your pants ironed, your shirts? If you want those shirts ironed today, put them out for me. Don't leave them balled up on the stairway." A long, heavy black hose as big around as an arm. Whack, they shut up. Square shirts, pink, yellow striped shirts, nice shirts. "Hose me, father, make me mine, hose me. Iron me, mother, I need to be ironed out. Father, mother, I am dying of wisecrack." When you are old and defeated in your elbows, protrude through your clothes like so many drunken football fans. Say you are learning from experience the price of victory. When you are old and your few teeth are your last few friends, say it is okay. There is more room now in your mouth for your tongue, where before there was never enough space to echo its fine speeches. When you are old and your skin backs on you like trousers on the clothesline in the wind, say rather that beauty is not skin deep and that some major preoccupation in obscure studies has kept you from marrying the girl of your choice. And when you are old and the lights are dim in both your eyes, and your eyeglasses are heavy as barbells, and your hands are brown and twisted as dead wasps, say instead of the usual, I count the days, that you are ready to deal the cards, to put the coffee pot back on, to call time out so that you can come back into the game. Mm-hmm. My father reached in smoke, changes places with me, neither sees. The shore is all echo of the motor buzzing, and the two of us, dark in the folds of our clothes, talk to the cold. I think of the fish below me who must hear the motor as something without predicament, or as the bird nestled inside its feathers hears us with regret. Sometimes the shore is darker than the lake, sometimes the lake darker, sometimes my father as he shifts in the gloom to get comfortable. The wind tries to fill our eyes. We would be trouting there still, on and on, with the fish listening and the bird falling almost asleep, had not some woman turned up a lamp in some place darker than ours. I wrote this poem, this next poem in 1969, and I didn't realize at the time that all of the dead of my family, and they're all dead, that news of their death would come by phone. The phone call. The leftovers sit on the table. They do not know how to act. The gravy has cooled in the boat, is thick now as if with sleep. The celery stalks are wilting as if under vicious cross-examination. But it is only the heat of the oven doing it, the oven left on for hours already. And what of the meat hardening itself to the drop knife? Will we ever be able to choke it down? Already there are regions we will never reach. Already the succulent juices are flat as 3-day beer. The milk beginning to coat the glasses. The butter sagging like shanties, the onions growing more and more berserk in the dead wind of the broken room, from which the phone call has yanked us like gunshots, raised birds from the trees.